Hey everybody, welcome back to Ready Room. In case you're wondering, I fired Kevin Owens. He's no longer employed by Fieldcraft. Just got tired of him. He's got a little bit too big for his britches. I'm just kidding, not really. I'm hosting today. I'm Sean Kirkwood, Director of Training here at Fieldcraft Survival. Got my friend Josh Bowers here. He's going to do a lot of our precision rifle training. Welcome, Josh. Welcome to Fieldcraft. Appreciate you coming in and talking to us. Give a little bit of your background so everybody knows.
Grew up in northern Michigan, pretty rural, good old country boy, I guess. Joined the Army after I realized college wasn't going to work out for me. Went Special Forces, enjoyed it, spent most of my time at 5th Group, and recently retired in December. It was officially done.
So nice. Weird to be out, right?
Very strange, very
strange. Brave new world. Big thing, Josh ran a Special Forces sniper course. Same background as me. Actually, me and Josh worked together back in 5th Group. That was an enjoyable experience, right?
It was, absolutely.
Whatever.
Sure.
But me and Josh worked together. He took over Special Forces sniper course after Kevin Owens did. And so he's going to be teaching a lot of our precision rifle training moving forward because Josh has the background for it. Lots of knowledge gained over years. Great sniper, great shooter, shoots a lot of competition still, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And runs competitions. I know you do that.
That I do. I've run a couple here so far and trying to pick up some more as it goes. And yeah, I enjoy it a lot. So.
Nice. So, big thing, Josh, you're a real big hunter, aren't you?
I am. I love to hunt.
So, big question I have for you today is I'm not a hunter, city kid, didn't grow up really hunting.
Nobody's perfect.
I know. I try. I do my best. But my dance moves are beyond reproach. But what I want you to do is tell me what in the sniper world and sniper training and long-range shooting is kind of what principles carry over into the big game hunting world?
Yeah, for me, it's pretty easy. Some of the biggest things that translate over is training. Training and understanding and knowing your equipment and your own individual capabilities. You know, if you don't have the right bullet for the job and you don't get behind the gun, if you don't practice and put in the reps, you're looking at unethical kills on animals, and that's the last thing any of us want. You know, we want to understand what we're doing, and up in the mountains where you got to haul that thing out, potentially for miles. You just want good shots.
Yeah, and like where'd you grow up hunting? Michigan, you said?
Northern Michigan.
What type of ranges were you looking at in northern Michigan?
Northern Michigan really wasn't too far. A lot of scrub brush and things like that up there. So 100, 200 meter shot, 200 yards. Might be more normal. But as I got older, I started venturing out west into the mountains. So you have the opportunity for 500 meters or more, as far as the terrain and the valleys out there will dictate for you.
So what are the distances and the difference ranges that you were hunting at? When you go on a hunt now, like how do you evaluate, like what you got many rifles, I know. Mm-hmm. How do you evaluate what rifle you're going to use, what caliber you're going to use, what scope setup? Are you going to go iron sights? Are you going to go with a magnified optic? What drives that decision for you? What process do you go through?
The biggest thing that I'm looking for there is what game am I hunting? Depending on the size of it, I want to know how much kinetic energy that bullet's still carrying. If I'm going to try and shoot that elk at 700 meters, I need to know that the bullet's going to do the job and knock it down. Give me the best opportunity for a first round kill, or at least put it down so it's laying there and I can get that second shot and put it down fast.
So you should be pretty smart on ballistics when
Absolutely.
You're hunting. I imagine like anything else, you want to know. Like in the military, they gave us rifles and they said, hey, go down range and do stuff. But honestly, until I got into the sniper community, I never really even thought about what's that bullet doing.
Yeah.
What kinetic energy does it have left at the target?
Yep.
I remember being told that a 308 round couldn't go past 800 yards. It wasn't effective past 800. And I know that after researching a little bit, and this was when I was in the Army and a special ops guy had been downrange as a sniper, and then came to the schoolhouse and somebody told me that it was beyond the max effective range, or the effective range. And then I found out after doing some research that the kinetic energy of a 308 bullet, this isn't perfect, but at a mile it's like 700 feet per second or something, which is like a 45 round, the muzzle velocity. So there's a lot of perceptions out there and myths out there. Yeah. And I imagine in the hunting world it translates.
It absolutely does. And the other thing to keep in mind when I say training matters and talking about the ballistics, because the different bullet for the job out of your gun, each gun's going to shoot a little bit differently. It may not even like that ammo, so guys will get wrapped up. That gun doesn't shoot, that bullet won't put them down. Well, you picked the wrong bullet, maybe. Maybe you should have looked at some other options for a big game animal,
or they do all their training with inferior ammunition because it's cheaper.
Yes.
And then they think they're just going to load up they're going to buy 20 rounds of expensive ammunition and go shoot that on the hunt, and it's going to react completely different to whatever they've been training.
It does, and that's a tough pill for a lot of people to swallow, is going to buy a couple hundred rounds of really expensive ammo to make sure your gun's dialed in and you've got good data. It's that's an expensive investment. But
I'm always amazed that people will go out and even people who know shooting and firearms, they'll go out there and they'll buy the most expensive gun, the most expensive scope. But if you ask them, hey, what's the standard deviation on your ammunition that you're shooting?
Right.
They couldn't even tell you.
Or
they don't even know what it is.
Right. They don't understand the muzzle velocity or what the BC means. And, the manufacturers sometimes don't always help. They put the best BC on the box, and
one round.
They still run a G1 BC on the box, and because it looks better.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, as like you said, training and education, honestly, man, I was a sniper in combat and in the training world before I really could explain to you what BC is, which is ballistic coefficient. Mm-hmm. It's basically how that bullet is reacting to the environment, how that bullet flows through the atmosphere, through density, altitude, through wind, how efficient that bullet is.
Yep, exactly. How efficient it is in the environment. What's it doing?
So that's going to help you understand that as a hunter, you shouldn't just go to Walmart and buy the first box you see.
No. Realistically, you probably shouldn't buy any of it from Walmart, but
really, sorry, Walmart, didn't mean that.
No, but in all seriousness, and it goes back to just knowing what you're shooting and how far, and picking the right tool for the job. It's like anything.
Yeah. What's your favorite animal to hunt?
Honestly, it's white-tailed deer. It's not the most sought after by some, especially modern day. The cool new thing is elk hunting because it's on the internet. People are doing it. They're hiking in, and that's a ton of fun. I've done it. But whitetail are just a weird animal. They're tricky. They're smart. You got to outthink a whitetail. You're not
really. I never knew that. Elk are they're like horses, man.
They're huge.
They're huge, man.
They're huge.
Do you even got to hunt them? Don't you just kind of walk up?
I wish. I wish it was that easy.
No, I'm joking. I remember one time I was supposed to go to Colorado and go elk hunting when I was a kid, but it got canceled for some reason. But I wasn't able. It was going to be my first hunt ever, going to Colorado and hunting. Never happened. But what's the worst animal to hunt? What do you?
I don't know if there's a worst.
Do you not like hunting a certain type of animal at all because of?
No.
It's all fun, right?
It's all fun, and it's all practice for the job and for everything else. You tell people, even if it's coyotes, even if you're out on a deer hunt, you see coyotes show up, well, now you're on a coyote hunt.
That's true. That's true.
Smaller target, they're moving, they're squirrely, they mess up the big game population. So
you ever shoot groundhogs?
I have.
We went to Texas, so you probably had too. We went out there with Todd Hodnett.
Yep.
And went out there on the ranch and groundhogs, man.
Oh yeah.
That is some good training.
That's some of the best small target mover training that you can do.
You just can't beat it, man.
No.
It was awesome. All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot. You got one rifle for sustainment and survival and hunting. You only got one rifle, one caliber. What type of rifle and what caliber would you chamber it in?
Whew, that is a tough one.
Yeah.
Hope my wife doesn't watch this because she's going to be thinning out my gun collection. Maybe it's a little bit of nostalgia, and in the way I grew up, I like a 308. I think it's just a good bullet. You can find it anywhere if you know how to train with it and you know how to work it. There's not much you can't do with it.
Nice.
And again, it goes back to what you said as when we opened. The old days of thinking that you can't shoot it that far. Those are long gone if you know how to work it.
A lot of really good ammunition out there these days.
There is, and 308. What I tell people is it the best bullet? No, probably not. But man, you'd be hard pressed to go into a sporting goods store anywhere in the country and not find 308 ammo.
That's true. All right, what kind of rifle? What platform?
I'm a little biased to some of my custom builds, but a good bolt action rifle. I prefer a chassis these days as I'm getting older.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit of nostalgia too for just a good old wooden stock hunting rifle too.
Can you shoot fast enough if multiple deer decide to attack you and take back their planet? I don't know. Okay, I guess that's not a consideration with hunting. That's where my knowledge diverges. I only know combat type shooting. I don't know hunting. I guess deer don't generally attack hunters.
Not usually. I've seen some strange videos on YouTube at
I
midnight.
think those are probably like, they did that on purpose. But don't they do something like with scent or something to draw them in to make them do that?
They do.
Where the deer's like, what? About ready to kill the dude.
I do, but at midnight, I believe everything on the internet.
That's true. The
Midnight
internet,
and a
it
glass
can't.
of bourbon,
It's always
it's
true
all
on the
true.
internet. Well, Josh, I appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate you having me. I appreciate the opportunities.
No problem. Hey, get out there and look on our website. Josh is going to be giving our precision rifle training. I'll tell you, by far, 25 years in the military, one of my top 3 in a height sight. The guy I fired, Kevin Owens, probably the number 1, but this guy's in my top 3. I'll tell you what, get out there and get some training with Josh. Thank you for tuning in to Ready Room. Stay alert, stay live.